Now I did. Like I said, I had to take my anxiety meds earlier, and I'm a little loopy. Oh, let's give it a shot. Crack open the lid.
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply
Yeah, I
won't
figure I'll be able to get
budge.
a better pry bar. But I figured
You
I'd try
see the
it.
pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Advanced? Where do we get one?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Alright, I'm trying to remember how I got over there to the area where I can go visit the dice lady. There it is, up those stairs. Hello, Miles. Hey, buddy. Right, it's freaking dark. Wait, no, this isn't where I want to be. This is back down. I want to go back up. I have to figure out how to get back to the dice maker now. I don't remember. That was on the right track? Okay. I'll go back. Oh, right. I seem to remember now. I have to go back and then do some other crap. Yeah, here we go. Okay. There she is.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I came back to pick up my die.
Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die.
Here you go.
One universal die for Wirral Untethered.
The dice maker opens her desk drawer and hands you a die. Look at it.
It feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out a nugget of bone, hewn from an alligator's jaw.
Alright, cool. So we've done that much. We now have one standard anti-whirl dice. The standard 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It is made of an alligator jawbone cast in acrylic resin and embellished with frost motifs. Looks like a minuscule blizzard in there. Look at the map tab journal and see which white checks have opened. Okay. Alright. Pile of Eternité. Measurehead. Tommy Loam. Alright. Let's go ahead and try some of these checks. Alright, enjoy your lurk, Baki. Have fun. I'm gonna talk to Kim. See if I can figure out what his check is.
Yes?
Oh, okay, here we go. Why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Wait, no, that can't be right.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke.
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
That's nice. That's reassuring.
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Oh, it healed my morale too. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, bud.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
Alright, so we finished that check. That's good. Pile of Eternité. Oh, that's stupid. Alright. Sure, we'll go back to this stupid-ass, horse statue here. See if we can do anything with that. Stupid-ass horse statue time. It's pretty damn ugly. Outside and go look at the dumb horse statue. And Tommy whatever is also there, who I can talk to again and try another check on, so... Alright. Hello, Metamorix. How you doing tonight? How we doing? This away, I don't need it. I'm doing good, I'm doing good. And yeah, this game is really just a blast. It has been, for some reason, my most popular game that I've been streaming. I don't know why, but everyone loves Disco Elysium. I think this dude has a check I can do.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Empathy. What do you see in his eyes? What do your elf eyes see?
Ease into it. Don't go too far.
No.
This seems like a personal matter.
Hey, Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling you?
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. This jam ain't helping either.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn, it really is hard to talk, man to man.
Okay, bye. This was actually a recommendation from my husband, who is also watching tonight. He played this game and really loved it, so... He got it from me for my birthday last year, and now here I am. It's very fun though. It's weird in like a good way.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Alright, so we've already gone over this, but I think we're going to have to go over some other stuff in order to get that check. Yeah, it's been really fun. I like it because it's very different than a lot of other games out there. Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." Not a good track record of mental health in that family.
Okay, I guess that's not the check I was looking to do. Is it the woman, maybe? It might be her.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
I hear chaos.
Nothing. No. This one is a monster in disguise.
Hi, Miles. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
What am I supposed to be doing a check on here, though? That's a real question. Pile of Eternity. Is that not where I am? It's a sight perception check. That's in the courtyard. Okay, thank you. Oh, Eternite, not Eternity. Right, right. Like I said, I took my anti-anxiety pills earlier, and I'm a little not quite all there today. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Let's go back to the courtyard. Is it the courtyard with Kuno, hun? Fucking Kuno. Oh yeah, it is in the courtyard with Kuno. Yeah, I remember now. It's the pile of explosives or whatever. Yep. Alright. I thought so. Leave Kuno to his stupid rock throwing. The music is super chill. This is actually like stream mode music, so I don't know if this is like different music from what would normally be playing, but I assume it is.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Why am I looking at this pile of the roofing material? Inland Empire said come back. Alright.
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite.
Oh.
That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Oh! Nice. Oh, this is the normal music? Okay. Good to know.
What is this, then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Let's investigate. Absolutely, let's investigate this tool shed. How does the RPG aspect work? It seems to work in terms of, you're rolling checks to, do stuff. For instance, we just rolled that check to see if, I could figure out why there was a pile of roofing material stacked so neatly there. The music was done by a band called British Sea Power. It's one hell of a name for a band. Yeah, so think of it as like it's just kind of like a one-man RPG. You're the only one rolling the checks in this game, and you can't pick your character either. You're always going to be this sad sack whose name is Harry. Cured pig's head. It looks mummified. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart.
Oh no.
It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
Don't do meth.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was thinking about justice.
Of course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics.
The lieutenant points to the ladder in the corner. Over here.
Yeah, swift, lightning justice. Faster, harder, justicer.
Justicer!
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor. No?
Oh!
The secret path the local kids use.
Fantastic. Get out of the way or get fucked up! Oh, that's excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I was wondering how we were going to get into the harbor. The barrels are half full of rainwater. Oh, I didn't realize we were going to be taking an adventure to go up there. Let me go down here first and see what there is to see. I cannot do that. Okay. Oh, first we're going over here. Okay, sure. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Hopefully not with me under it. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Okay. That's ground level, you're 1 story up. Okay. Oh, I see what we're doing. No, I don't see what we're doing. Take all. Alright, I got a healing item. Oh, I see. We got some artificial stairs kind of going up here. Alright, cool. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Yes, I figured as I climb, I'm going further up. That does indeed make sense. When you climb, you go up. Things we have learned today. Just gotta figure out how to get over here. Oh yeah, I see. I'm on the roof. Come back up here. Perhaps click on the jacket. Alright, well, I guess that will indeed make me walk over to the jacket. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. I thought I was going to be very cool and smart and figure it out by myself.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. Man down. A trooper has been left behind the enemy lines. You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight, but you know there's the RCM signature rectangle on the cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
It's a cop's cloak!
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
He judges the drop.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a
Foreshadowing.
6-year-old
Noted.
seeing a horse for the first time.
Motherfucker. Now that's a huge crane. Now you know what? I'm gonna let him have his moment of wonder.
His eyes trace the crane's contour, as if trying to memorize its majestic shape. Then he notices your gaze.
Yes. We were in the middle of something. Your cloak.
Nerd. What exactly are we doing up here?
I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get this body down. This is why we're here, right?
He doesn't wait for you to answer.
Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He looks around, the wind rustling his hair.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
Do you really think this cloak is mine? Should I go for it? Jump?
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
He looks over the ledge at the cold pavement below.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
We got a 3% chance, but let's give it a shot. Go for the cloak and jump over the ledge. Was that successful or not? Lol! Ah. Yeah, no.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
Right, I can't do it right now. I'll make the jump next time.
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
Yeah, not right now. Alright, so we'll try that again next time. I will have to come back here and give that another go. There are other ways in, though. Let's see if I can get back here. I might not be able to. I don't think I will be. Not yet. Check out the tire tracks. Chris, remember the conversation we had about no backseating? I got other stuff to do. I've got, let's see, I've got some other checks I can try again. I can go try, Measurehead again over at the docks. I've got a bunch of things I want to try with these checks. Let's go talk to Measurehead again. See if I can get past his logic challenge. Because I know if I do, he'll let me in. At least I assume he will. Let me investigate something real quick, though. Now, Chris, you have me curious about tire tracks. What tire tracks? You mean the ones out here? Because I'm not seeing any. By the broken fence. Alright. I'll go do that, and then I will go talk to Measurehead and see what I can figure out from him. It's not really giving me much of an option to look at stuff over here. Yeah, there's like nothing I can click on to investigate. Maybe on the fence? Nope. See, you tried to steer me and you steered me wrong. Oh dear, indeed. Alright, I'm gonna go have a word with Measurehead again. At least I'm gonna try. Back up this way. Yep, alright, here's Measurehead and his babes.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Ah, yes, that's right, I got a racist mug. So, know anything about this mug? Show him said mug.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Put this into the trash lately.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Hey, Dungeon Curmudgeon, how you doing? Oh, drive safe. Do not watch me while driving. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, These so-called hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the union.
The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Simonees. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Subscribe to his advanced race theory.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this
This is
stuff.
gonna be so stupid, I'm sure. Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races there are there.
Do you?
Lieutenant looks at you. Whisper, this is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race.
Categories.
Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
None, really. I'm just learning about this so this guy will let me through. Type A.
Those are the Simonees, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant. A common result.
And they're all
of
lactose
inbreeding.
intolerant. Now that's the worst part. That's just unforgivable, lactose intolerance.
A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet, little green tassels on their hats.
Wait, who exactly are the Mon?
You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun. The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture.
What is wrong with a tassel-centric
Inbreeding
culture? I
has
ask
led
you. What is
to
wrong
a
with tassels?
lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Okay, got it. Who are Type A then, in your view?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities.
I would honestly rather try to make that jump a second time than listen to this man, but we are too late now.
The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
Oh, heaven forbid we have a glandular problem.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music.
Okay.
The toxic minced meat-based
All
food,
right.
which in turn only produces more sebum.
This seems like a good time to tell Stream that when I was a little kid, I used to be terrified of mariachi bands. When I was like 4, I think I was at a Mexican restaurant with my family, and it was one of those restaurants where there's mariachi bands going around playing. And like, you know, I'm this cute little kid, and they like got into my face and sang me a cute little song, and I was absolutely terrified, and I was scared of mariachis until I was like in middle school. Tacos are not toxic, it's true. Tacos are delicious. Also, this is like super racist, but I did not expect anything less. And who are the Seminese and Areopagites in this?
As proven by the mound and the mask, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagites are on the ascent.
Okay, and the Seminese are?
The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago.
I love how this man just talks in all caps.
The Seminese inhabit the southern islands.
I get what they're trying to do.
I am
But, like,
Seminese, from the stock
it just
of
makes me think he's yelling the entire time.
Ile-de-Fantôme.
And the Areopagites?
The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile-Maran deserts. The Seminese are descendants of the Areopagites. We
Stop
came here
yelling at
during
me,
a
sir. You're all
heroic
caps
migration
words.
from Ile-Maran to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant mound.
What is wrong with lactose intolerance?
discovered
Like,
this
my two
place.
best friends are both lactose intolerant. What is wrong with being lactose intolerant? What's the difference between the Seminese and the Areopagites?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and the mystery. Hello, Baki. Welcome back. You're just in time for this man's terrible race theories. The only reason I'm listening to them is just so that I can get past him and get into the damn dock.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite superrace. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B, please.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholiers, they are mud-colored people.
This is so racist. Mud-colored?
To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich.
Like a ham
Look into
sandwich.
their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the grad people have undergone for drinking al ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato.
Oh, potatoes. Now we're getting into the real sins of humanity.
The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities au grade, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Where are the kitties? Miles is behind me. There is a box lined with blankets, and he is out cold. I don't know where the others are. If I had to guess, I'd say Maury and Frank are probably in the bedroom, and Valentine is probably out in the living room with my husband. Just because they come in doesn't mean there's chaos. I mean, I can put down catnip, but right now the room's a mess, and they will just be knocking around shit, so gotta clean up before I do that. And the Vacholiers you mentioned.
The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little evolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
My first thought is, has it really been 82,000 years, like IRL? But I don't feel like looking that up.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been
Yeah,
recording
exactly.
history? You have very little idea of what is happening. But that
This is
seems
alright.
a little off.
I'm pretty sure history hasn't lasted that long.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over.
Oh my god.
Like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake up, naive Chespius.
I've heard about this revolution. Mistakes were made, but it was the right stuff. You were wrong about it.
The revolution came to Ravachol
God.
from Grad in Zaraz-ridden potato carts.
What is wrong
It
with
is
potatoes?
literally an illness. A prion
love
disease
potatoes.
that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia,
squishy.
hallucination, and
Squish.
paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the coico to the occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component
What is it with this man and his potato vendetta? Did a potato kill your mother, sir?
Enough of Tibet mediocrity.
The vile C through F race cauldron of pederasty, please.
Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Alright, I'm trying to get this guy to... trying to get on his good side, so yes, better not go into it.
It would be cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Now that we've been through all the types, do I understand advanced race theory?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma?
What is the race enigma?
You have not even
Ooh,
worded the
wow.
mystery, let alone solved it.
Will you help me get the damn body down if I do?
We will see.
Ugh.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way in, without becoming a race theoretician.
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously? The lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
How do I word the mystery?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Alright. Let's go ahead and internalize this. Unlock a new slot to research the thought. Oh, I have to unlock a slot with a point. I'm not that physically formidable. How do I unlock these? Do I unlock them with skill points? Yep, skill point. Okay.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibet Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
I'm gonna save this game. I can't do that. Alright, well, I'm gonna... Hang on. Let me leave, save the game, and then I'm gonna try to punch him in the face.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Knock him out! Oh, this ain't gonna be good.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his jaw, and he's squeezing it.
Oh no.
It hurts.
This was a poor decision.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
Fuck you!
Your fist cracks
Oh.
in his hand like a ripe apple.
Ow!
Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
I am a violent drunk.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
That went very poorly. Alright. And now Kim's gonna tell me I'm stupid.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
I'm sorry, Kim.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hurt.
Okay, I was trying to assert my dominance over him.
We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
But he's the one trying to revoke me.
And you're just going to let him manipulate you like that?
Yes, because I'm an idiot. But I was fighting bad, unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero.
We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime.
Yeah.
Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
Well, how else are we going to get through the gates?
There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We're done with Measure Head here.
Alright, fine. I won't do it again.
Let's think of something else.
No. You should do it again.
No!
It's the last thing he'll be expecting.
I'm not going to hit him again. That was a stupid choice. Warded door. Trash container. Let's try to find this warded door. It seems to be in the Whirling in Rags, and I gotta go back in there and talk to someone about who threw away those clothes anyways. I wish this game had fast travel. It does eventually. Well, that doesn't help me now, does it? Now here's the Freet. I wonder if there's anything I can buy in here that'll help me. You got any crowbars, lady?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Nope. No crowbars here. Alrighty.
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
You're not wrong. Thanks, let's talk about something else.
Yes?
Oh yeah, that's right, I gotta pony up 20 real for the room. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see right through them.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
Try to push it.
The door does not budge.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
It's part of the whirling in rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know.
Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
He's not bothered by your eccentricity. He seems genuinely intrigued himself.
The door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation.
If you say so. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Secret passages. Oh ho 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 ho. Alright. That's exciting.
Can I help you?
Gart, I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there.
Of course not.
And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Garta, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with...
He changes his mind.
Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Didn't I just already go into the kitchen, though? Could have sworn I just did that. So the phone line is dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
He's exhausted from years of dealing with the assholes. That's why he's trying so hard not to be one too.
Customer service will do that to you.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
All right. Let's head up this way.
The door is closed.
Nope. I think I saw somebody out here having a smoky smoke. Nope. Nope, clearly I didn't. She's up on the roof and I don't know how to get up there. Yeah, there's no way for me to get up there from here. Roof access is probably behind one of these doors, but I don't know. I don't think I can get into them right now. What was I doing? The warded door. Oh, the warded door, that's the door with the Seminese wards on it in the bookstore. Alright. Okay, let's go to the bookstore. Oh, what's out? What's here? A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful, dark liquid is spilling out. Here is the warded door, but... yeah, I think going through it will just send me back inside. What do they mean, the check for the warded door? Chris, can you help me out with that? This warded door? Because I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing. But I do know another check is up here, the map wall. Oh, I passed it if I opened it? Okay. That's fair.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda.
I'm sorry, officer. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
Okay, I guess that's another check I have already... I don't need to do because I already did what was necessary to deal with it. Oh, get in front of the car's headlights to read the halogen watermarks on the ledger. Let's go do that. This is like the most disorganized playthrough right now, and I'm sorry. We are severely out of it. Let me talk
Hello
to
again,
this lady
esteemed
again.
officer, and welcome to crime. Okay, but please, only a few questions.
Ah, here we go.
You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
What about the wards on the back door? Are these Seminese as well?
Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their
that's
wards
it.
are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
And what about the wards on the back door? Are these Seminese as well?
Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful.
The woman looks aloof.
Alright, goodbye, Plaisance. Alright, let's turn on the headlights of this bad boy here.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Bless. Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rouse per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent
Disco
hologram
gaming!
appears. A street grid
Hey,
and the
Arabash,
flames
and
of a
thank
great
you! It's good to
A
see you
familiar
again.
sensation washes over.
I know you love Disco Elysium. Or the delightful, bizarre experience that it is.
There she is. Rêve à West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer
Seeing references
in the
online,
Canadian's
now you get
headlights.
it. I don't get it either. There was a hobby drama post about it today, or maybe it was a subreddit drama post on Reddit, and I didn't read it because I didn't want spoilers. Wait, look around you.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez.
Where are we on this? Point to the halogen map.
Let me see.
He takes a leisure for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
He says, his finger near the top of the map, on a segment of coast jutting out into the green ocean. Seems nice,
No, it does not.
the lieutenant says without optimism. Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
And the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More
That's a
than
lot.
150, at least. Maybe even 200.
And what about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3? That's it?
That's it.
Kim, what all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
I don't imagine it is.
The first row represents your years of service.
Oh.
18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Ugh, crack open my soda here. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else.
No shame in working a regular job, detective. Sometimes after a long day of doing this, I even envy it. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases.
Oh.
Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the
Oh,
force for
hey!
nearly 2
Achievement.
decades.
Really get Kim
Usually,
to trust
clearing
you.
more than 10
Nice.
cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
I used to be good. That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number?
Right. Those are your confirmed kills.
No.
You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
That's not too many.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it.
Oh.
There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
You should be brushing your teeth more and killing people less, is my takeaway.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes,
He declines to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's true.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Oh, thank you, Aravash. Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. And hey, you were the first sub with an actual functioning alert. So, check that out. Excuse me, I'll have a drinky drink. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Bezos, for paying my ad-free experience. It's true, I hate ads too. I understand, believe me. Yet I turned them on because I'm a hypocrite. Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Oh, look at that. Name unknown, rank unknown. Man, I am a very sorry cop, and I am very communist. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Let's see what else I can do. Alright, let's go talk to Joyce a little bit more, I think. Let's do that next. Get her info on the lynching. Alright, we're getting somewhere here. We're getting kind of, sort of somewhere. We're making some mild amount of progress in this game here. I should probably talk to this lady more. I let her read her book last time, but this time after I'm done talking to Joyce, I'm gonna go bother her. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people with really badly delayed streams lately, and it was delayed for me watching someone else the other day, so it's entirely possible. But yeah, congratulations, you are the first sub notification guy. Okay, here's Joyce. Let's talk to her.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching?
Better not tie the force day to the bat stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Crawl to Twitch HQ and cry. Go give him a good piece of your mind. And by piece of your mind, I mean have a sobbing fit.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
I'm just gonna sort through here and see if I can find the checks I need to do.
The lorries
again.
are still stuck at the roundabout. If yes?
We'll take this case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
Excellent.
Okay.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
I've got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Your sad faces. Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of her teeth.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
You've got a predatory streak.
All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
Huh. And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central.
Duke Out Central.
Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Okay, neutral.
On the other hand...
She turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly.
No. The tiny apes are doing all they can to be better. It's not their fault.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists...
World Revolution.
They all got shot in the head.
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfluffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anyone else got shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king.
Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down?
It went
anyway,
down.
Gil got out alive and his nephew Frisell got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
Well, if everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
There's so much world building here. Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
Well, that's boring.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. That's not the answer I'm going to choose. I don't think I'm moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
Honey, once again, your references are lost on me here. I'm sorry. When was this kerfluffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and say it was around the turn of the century.
The revolution began in '02 on
Wow.
the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
Interesting. Okay. So we're in a post-pandemic situation here, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure this game came out before COVID. What did this Zarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
No way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that
I'm
destroyed
afraid my knowledge
brain
of
tissue.
German chancellors
The actual
is
causes
not
of the
particularly
revolution were
strong.
material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Listen, my tie talks to me. It is very good. Miles is snoring behind me right now. He is snoring quite loudly. Our lives are very different from each other. You have a boat, and I have a sentient necktie.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
Okay.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eslary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
Alright, so the rest of the world is a little more technologically advanced. It's been like this for how long exactly?
43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
And what have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
And were they?
No.
Of course not.
It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing.
Ah, cocaine.
The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
Oh, level up, fantastic.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem to be thrilled.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just...
She looks at the crumbling tenements, paint flecking from the stone.
We could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we played it right.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
I asked you. Who are you in all this?
And I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing.
I'm not gonna say the death thing. I'm not gonna say I would have killed 400 million people. I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sarath drove these people mad.
A cold creeps up your spine, reaching its tendrils up your neck, toward the back of your head.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water.
Interesting.
All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet.
There is peace in the heart.
Huh. Okay. That was interesting.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an
worked for
extreme
COVID.
problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
There is curiosity there that goes unnoticed. Kim takes a step back, absent-mindedly.
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old.
Oh.
That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about the times. Times are very alarming.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Yes. What is... Let's do conceptualization first. Oh, no, you know what? Let's do Esprit de Corps first. What is...
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again.
I'm assuming Tequila Sunset is me.
We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
Preciso Mundo! Okay, lady. Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You said de facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
I was really hoping that Valentine would come in and cause chaos, or like 2 of the cats would start fighting in the background, but it seems today's Send in the Cats redeem is not actually that interesting.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
So I'm basically a lackey of capital?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
What is this acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
What causes encephalopathy? What causes this?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Oh, it's definitely the drinking.
She nods slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat.
Helpful.
Yes, and perform
my
autoerotic
God.
asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
Oh my god! And the necktie just turns up and says the most outlandish shit in the weirdest moments.
Wait. This reality thing is the only game in town. It's probably in your interest not to blow it.
Wipe that urge from your mind to get back to reality.
She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
What was the RCM again?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto...
Yes,
Oh, I've already
we
seen
are
that.
the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Are we?
We are.
Yes.
Alright, go through this
That
again.
permit me to and if those authorities drink so hard they
Yep,
need
got
help
that.
recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile.
Oh,
A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
oh goodness.
I am an ultra.
It's
Gasp! Dios mio, a liberal! I don't understand. What's so vile about that?
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
I forgive you.
I do hope so. I hope we're able to remain collegial despite it. Remember, we were partners, whether you like to admit it or not. There's blood on many hands, I assure you. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery,
while a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east. Light drizzle washing it clean. Lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this? Spread your hands. What is air?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
What is Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull, all caps, gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat.
Wonderful.
What is that? Point to Cindy the Skull. I'm sorry, Cindy the Skull.
The girl in the old lady rags?
Yeah.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Too mainstream, okay.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, now explain the same thing but to a child.
Young people who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid. And their little rebellion is self-defeating.
I may not be that young anymore, but me and my purple hair have something to say about that. Tomorrow it might be teal. I'm going to get my hair did tomorrow.
All right. What next?
What is... Reach for something fundamental.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
I don't know if it's because I'm on the anxiety pills, or if it's because I've had a long day, or if it's because I was never really great with philosophy, but I don't understand a word of this right now.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough. There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Ah. Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
What is hell? Boy, we're really digging deep into the metaphysics today, aren't we?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
How about it's a ball?
That's looking less and less likely, Detective. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
Is this world flat? We find flat Earth?
ORG, Occident Revischolgrad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
I'm sorry, a dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
Oh my god, wait, what the hell are you telling me? What the hell are you telling me? I don't understand. I'm too stupid for this.
You seem to be spooked. Please don't be.
Her voice becomes homely, calm. She lets a moment pass. The pale? And what do you mean, corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet.
What?
Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
This game just pivot into sci-fi?
I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even
Hi,
scientific
Miles.
positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here.
The big boy has returned. Hey, bud. Gotta give him the pets. The physics of the game world are rather different. Fair, I wasn't expecting this.
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
You want up? Oh, Miles wants uppies. I gotta pick this big boy up. Oh. Alright, bud. No. Don't mess with the mic. A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's gonna bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
So you're telling me it's the world is are you saying it's, are you telling me it's a disco Elysium? You don't say. Well, if you say it's disco.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides.
Important news, Miles is purring. I don't know if you can hear it, but he is purring. Purr.
The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
You said pale. What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Kim, come on!
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say is,
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
They said it! They said the thing! They said Disco Elysium! They said the thing! It's an Elysium and it's disco! They said the thing! What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable
Hello,
police
Miles.
officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
Mwah! Gotta give my stinky boy a kiss.
The lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go talk to her without Kim.
But she wants to tell you.
Ask for Kim to step away while you discuss the Pale.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, can I talk to the ma'am alone for a second?
Fine.
He steps away with his notes. Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the Pale?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
I'm going to go digging deep into terrible mysteries of this world. What is the Pale?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the interoceanic mass.
What is an isla?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7.
Okay.
Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is?
An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Is it here?
No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer.
And point north. There?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse.
I did not expect this story to turn modern fantasy, or sci-fi, or whatever you would call it. I just did not expect that.
Imagine a grey coronal mist, cold vapour, marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
The most disco thing in this entire Elysium.
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
If we're surrounded by the Pale, how do you get from Isla to Isla?
Oh, it is so difficult for us. It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path.
I just need to let you all know that as I am doing this, I am sitting here with my 20-pound cat in my lap, purring up a storm, making me hold him like a little tiny baby.
But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged.
Interesting. Okay. It's hard for humans to navigate the Pale without having their minds damaged. Alright, I'm gonna file that away in my head for later. The Pale can damage the mind.
Extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
What does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
Interesting.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entreprenetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
What is entreprenetic?
Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
What has entreprenetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
If. Yeah, Zeppelins, I did get that. Yeah, we've got a Zeppelin world. If we do not,
then they don't.
How much Pale is there compared to the rest of the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping how? To our detriment, or...?
What do you think, detective?
She looks you in the eye. It's growing. There is more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
This shit got wild really fast. I thought it was He Who Funny Detective. I mean, it still is He Who Funny Detective, but wow. Cover everything? That can't be. Where would we go?
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Oof, Miles, you can't put your entire weight on one paw on me. That hurts.
I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go, into the wild Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
This is like treading into Warhammer 40k levels of dark right now.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, detective.
Thank you. Oof. Oh, Miles, I think you're the reason this chair broke. I was at the upper weight limit for it, and I'm pretty sure having him in my lap is why the hydraulics don't work.
Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I sometimes sense vague shadows of the past, and it's not good.
Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know? This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
This investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by. I promise.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check
My
on him
chair
and he is
just
very
sank all the
competent.
way down.
In the meanwhile...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
She gives you a slight bow.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
That was fucking insane, Kim.
Yes, well, the rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years, so...
He looks around, a little uncomfortable now.
You will have to deal with it, too, the lieutenant thinks. This is why I didn't want you to know.
Right. Let's get to work, Lieutenant.
Good luck, detectives.
She nods you goodbye.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you
God, can I get a temporary surge of serotonin, please?
it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed.
Have you tried doing drugs about it?
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What benevolence. What a fucking joke.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national.
Go on.
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
That sounds incredible. Allons-y! Let's go there right now. Opt in. Hell yeah.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Oh, right. Well, let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Alright, so I've got some thoughts that I need to process here. I don't really want to go through his stupid advanced race theory when I can instead probably make that jump if I just add some more physique stuff. So let's unlock a slot here. Honey, again, I don't understand what you're talking about. Let's go ahead and internalize the Kingdom of Conscience. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to the worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue. And they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? Moralism in game corresponds to Christian democracy in real life. Okay. I still am not sure what that means. Alright. So we are going to go ahead and let that percolate in our brains for a little bit. Meanwhile, let me see what that check is that I need to do to make that jump. Policeman cloak is savoir-faire. Alright. I'm gonna slap another point into savoir-faire then. Could use it anyway. Alright. Okay. So, we're at about the 2-hour mark here, more or less. And I did say it was going to be a shorter stream tonight, because I am a little drugged and a little tired. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the redeem to send in the cats, even though nothing exciting really happened, and Miles just sat in my lap and was a big, obese baby. I will be streaming again on Friday. I was going to do Baldur's Gate 3, but they just dropped another hotfix today, and I have it on some really reliable news that it's been really bad with, like, you can't take short rests now for some reason. Like, you just can't. Your game might crash if you do, or it just doesn't let you. So we'll see if Baldur's Gate 3 gets sorted out beforehand. If not, probably more Star Wars: The Old Republic to make up for that. And then on Monday, it will be, once again, Warhammer 40k. So, thank you so much for coming. Centrist political philosophy originating in post-war Germany, my Catholic social teachings. I am too stupid to understand that right now. I am very tired. So I'm going to go ahead, call it a night. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you all again on Friday. I drew a fucking blank there. See y'all again on Friday. And yeah, take care and good night.